We climbed the gentle, village-filled hill to the bus and train station region and board one of the several lines that regularly go north towards Keswick. We need to get off on the way at or near Troutbeck Bridge. We're going to walk from the bus stop up the road to visit Town End Farm, one of several owned by the National Trust, kept in its old condition. It's a generous 2-mile walk on a gently undulating road bordered on either side most of the way by stone fences and walls and by hedgerow fences and walls.
Damp green is everywhere on and beyond these verges. It is an approximately single-lane width road which does not, however, slow the occasional traffic we encounter in either direction. The strategy is to choose the side you are going to walk nearest to after pondering which edge is likeliest to offer an escape from oncoming traffic.
These are amazing views. Hilly grass has been combed into gentle corduroy patterns by sheep grazing along a single level who stretch out their necks just so far above and so far below to munch whatever tussock appears within tooth range, then lumber on, following the same level to the next mouthful, as their relatively dense bodies and earth-compacting feet settle the moist soil in their wake.
We arrive at the cluster of farm buildings that are Town End Farm, only to discover that although we're nearly an hour early, all the admit-the-bearer pegs that were available for the next guided tour have been plucked by still earlier folks. Sigh. We walk the gardens, of course browse the donated books for sale, and pay 10 pence apiece for 3 of them, chat with other visitors, and wait until the self-guided visiting hours begin.
It is good to have waited. The house is interesting. The volunteer docents convey bunches of insights about this extraordinarily ordinary British family. In 1623 or so, a chap here by the name of Brown became engaged to be married. His future in-laws strongly opined that his inherited home was less than would please them to let their daughter inhabit. So he pulled that one down and built another. Yes, using foundations that remained only more or less level to one another. The upshot of this determined industry was that the two married and were apparently happy because generations of Browns continue to be born and live and farm here.
One Brown patriarch, an upwardly mobile farmer on steroids in this generational progression, designed and circulated a coat of arms for his family, even though he was not strictly entitled to, since his family heritage was entirely self-invented, whereas authentic heraldry wants more antiquity and preferably some royal or landed gentry origin. But it was an affectation that apparently people could handle with good humor.
But then the same self-aggrandizing fellow, whom his neighbors likely thought already to be behaving above his place, purchased and installed his private pew in the local church. This was too much to be borne. The entire community of fellow farmers rose and tore out the offending wooden social affectations and burned them publicly with great clamor, and things returned to normal.
One of the more recent Mr. Browns liked to carve, loved, in fact, to carve. His obsessive low-relief patterns decorate roomfuls of wooden-faced furnishings throughout the house. In a letter from the time, a young Beatrix Potter, having just visited one of the man's daughters, comments about this constant carving by the tiresome Mr. Brown. Full of these kinds of anecdotes, we smile during the scenic walk down the hill, back to where we hope but do not know that the bus will retrieve and cart us back to Windermere.